Growing up in Karachi, Pakistan, I always heard tales of Jinn, mysterious beings that could bring fortune or doom. They were woven into our culture's folklore, but I dismissed them as mere stories. That was until one fateful night changed everything. It was a sweltering summer evening, and the city's relentless heat drove my friends and me to the cooler outskirts. We decided to visit the old mansion of the Nawab, an abandoned relic rumored to be haunted by a powerful Jinn. It seemed like the perfect thrill for a group of bored teenagers. The mansion stood like a ghost against the night sky, its grandeur diminished by years of neglect. We approached it with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The iron gates creaked open, and the overgrown garden whispered secrets in the wind. The front door, surprisingly, was unlocked, inviting us into its shadowy embrace. Inside, the air was thick with dust and decay. Our flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing broken furniture, cobwebs, and peeling wallpaper. The main hall, with its high ceiling and grand staircase, hinted at past opulence now lost to time. We ventured deeper, our footsteps echoing eerily in the silence. Ali, the bravest of us, suggested exploring the basement. "That's where the Jinn is said to dwell," he said with a mischievous grin. We all laughed nervously, but our curiosity outweighed our fear. The basement door was heavy and creaked ominously as we pushed it open. The air grew colder as we descended the narrow staircase, each step taking us further from safety. Our flashlights revealed a cavernous room filled with old rotting crates and discarded furniture. In the center of the room stood an old ornate mirror, its surface covered in grime. Ali, ever the daredevil, proposed a challenge. "Let's summon the Jinn," he said. "It's just a myth, right?" We gathered around the mirror, our breaths fogging in the chilly air. Ali lit a candle and placed it in front of the mirror. Then we joined hands and began to chant an old incantation he had found online. At first, nothing happened, but then the temperature plummeted and an oppressive silence fell over the room. The candle's flame flickered wildly, and we heard it. A faint whisper, growing louder and more insistent. My heart pounded as I felt a cold breath on the back of my neck. The whispering intensified, forming words in a language I couldn't understand. Suddenly, the mirror began to shimmer, as if made of liquid. A dark figure emerged, its eyes glowing with malevolent light. The Jinn was real, and it was furious. It spoke, its voice a low, guttural growl that reverberated through my bones. "You dare to summon me? You will pay for your arrogance." The room plunged into darkness as the candle extinguished. Panic seized us and we stumbled backward, desperate to escape. But an invisible force gripped me, pulling me toward the mirror. I struggled, but it was as if my feet were rooted to the ground. My friends screamed, their voices echoing in the darkness. I reached out, trying to grab hold of something, anything to anchor myself. But my hands passed through the air. The Jinn's grip tightened, and I felt myself being pulled into the mirror's cold, reflective surface. Just as I was about to be swallowed whole, Ali shouted a prayer, his voice trembling but determined. The Jinn paused, its grip loosening for a moment. Seizing the opportunity, I broke free and stumbled back. The mirror shattered, sending shards of glass flying. The Jinn let out a furious roar before dissipating into a cloud of smoke. We ran from the house, our hearts pounding and breaths coming in ragged gasps. We didn't stop until we were safely back in the city, the abandoned mansion a distant silhouette against the night sky. The experience had left us shaken to our core, our skepticism replaced by deep-seated fear. In the days that followed, strange things began to happen. I would wake up in the middle of the night feeling a presence in my room. Objects would move on their own, and I would hear whispers in the darkness. My friends reported similar experiences. It was as if the Jinn had followed us, its anger unrelenting. Desperate for a solution, we sought the help of a local imam. He listened to our story with a grave expression, then performed a cleansing ritual to banish the Jinn. The disturbances ceased, but the memory of that night never faded. The experience left an indelible mark on us, a constant reminder of the unseen forces that lurk in the shadows. Years have passed since that fateful night, but I still avoid mirrors in the dark and old abandoned places. The Jinn may have been banished, but its presence lingers in my mind. A haunting reminder that some doors should never be opened, and some entities should never be summoned.